Well, I mean, meeting Michael Jackson was, of course, like a huge honor for me. I was asked by Sony Epic, his label, and actually my label at the time, we were both label mates, and actually managed by the same manager. I was very, very blessed to be able to have Sandy Gallen and Jim Morey be my manager at via Babyface walking me in to the office and making sure that I have a high power manager, you know, in the beginning was very important. So that was like a huge opportunity for me to remix You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson, which was originally written and produced by R. Kelly. But they asked me to remix the track and I was just like, are you serious? I get to work with his voice? Is he gonna hear it? Like what's... So I asked my manager, I said, do you think it would be okay for me to have a conversation with Mike on the phone? And he said, no problem, man, I'll give him a call and we'll see what's up. So the next time I was in the studio, put him on speakerphone, called him up, he heard the remix, he's like, I really like the remix, man. I'm like, whoa, yo, this is Michael Jackson, are you kidding me? Like, I'm just giddy like a kid, you know? And he said to me, I'll never forget what he said. I said, well, of course, you know, you're such a huge influence on me, you know, and thank you so much for everything that you've done for me musically. You've inspired me all my life, you know? If it wasn't for you, I don't think I would be here right now. Literally, thank you, you know? And he was just like, oh, you're very charming. I was just like, okay, Michael Jackson called me charming. All right, that's what's up, I'll take that, you know? And it was actually cool because we didn't meet in person until I actually went to London for the Brit Awards. I was invited backstage to go meet Mike, and Mike was getting ready to perform, and I remember him just being really nervous backstage. Just, I don't have time to really meet anybody. And Jim was like, no, this is Jon B. You need to say hello. Like, he just wants to take a picture real quick. And so it was cool. Like, he was like, oh, okay, cool. And I walked in and I was like, hey, man, how you doing? He's just like, hi, how you doing? Shake my hand. And I was just like, I cannot believe this. It's like full circle, you know what I mean? Because you go from being a little boy wishing you had a Beat It jacket, wearing, you know, penny loafers with white socks, you know what I mean, and your high-wadded slacks, you know, just try to have the Michael Jackson swag, and then you get to meet Michael Jackson, which is, it's really full circle, man. And I live for the moments like that. Also meeting Luther Vandross, Soul Train Awards backstage. I'm chilling, like Alicia Keys is over here, Luther Vandross. I'm kind of going, who do I talk to first, you know? And Luther was like, you. And I looked behind me, like, who, me? And he goes, yeah, you. I want to work with you. That's what he said to me. And I was just like, what? So I said, man, I want to work with you. You're like one of my idols. Of course, man, let's do this. Like, to this day, the most money I've ever been paid for any record I've ever produced or written was Luther Vandross from Clive Davis. I'm not going to tell you how much money he paid me, but I'm going to tell you that cats in those days didn't get paid that type of dough. And it was really exciting for me to have a single on his album. It was called Grown Things. It didn't really blow up for us, but it was actually one of those records that just Clive and Luther, they loved the record. And when I turned the record that they loved in, it's just like, man, it made me feel so like accomplished, like, man, I've really come into my own now as a producer, and the opportunity is just huge. So I have to just take my hat off to Clive Davis for even allowing that to happen. And Luther, of course. Rest in peace.
So he goes, man, ain't no copies coming out of here. So that's how fast I turned and looked at him. Like, who is he talking to? Because we in my session.
Being able to make music at home and not even really going to the studio. So what wound up happening, I told everybody, fuck y'all, I quit. But I was at home writing music on my laptop every night, every day.
They're trying to merge hip hop and R&B together and not keep them as separate entities. So we gotta watch out for that, because I don't want us to fade out like, you know, like something like disco.
A race conversation is not a problem of talking about white, black. It's a problem of still talking about race, where race is a fake concept that doesn't exist.